Hey folks, today we're going to look at one of these behavior change flags for DBT 1.8 or versionless. So you can see here, there's this flag that we can set in our DBT project YAML file that says require explicit package overrides. So normally, there are some packages, such as the elementary package, that will override the default materialization to do certain things. So the elementary DBT package would have overridden the default table materialization, and that can be a security concern for some. So when we upgrade to 1.8 or versionless, we need to set this flag here. So let's see that in action, right? So here I've got a DBT package which I wrote, and I'm overriding the default table materialization. So what I did is I went to the Snowflake adapter and I stole the table materialization, and I simply added these few lines here. So if my table model has a log that reads this, select from this, if it runs this query, then we know it is using the override. And if you can look at the default out of the box one, this one does not have that. So you can see kind of why it's maybe dangerous, because somebody is able to kind of write something here, and if you are not paying attention to how a package maintainer has added something, then that could be some sort of security concern, and that's why this flag has come to be, right? So let's look at that in action. Now I've set up a package, so I'm pointing the packages to my package, and so I've installed it already, and now I've got a simple table materialization, right? So let's see what happens when I run. So currently I am on DBT version 1.7, right? So this is 1.7. This is pre the introduction of this flag. Now, when I'm running like this, I do get a warning, right? The warning tells me that, hey, there's a package that has already overridden the table materialization. So this is one call out here. Secondly, we can have a look here. We see that, hey, we do indeed see that being logged out. So we know for a fact that we are using the table materialization from the package instead of the built-in version. Now, what happens if we upgrade to versionless or 1.8? So I'm going to upgrade to versionless, um, and the behavior will be the same if you are using DBT Core and you're running DBT 1.8. So I'm going to do a restart. And I'm going to kind of copy this because I can tell you already that we need that flag set in the DBT project YAML file. Okay, so now I'm kind of in the same exact state that I was in when I was on 1.7. I also have that package installed. And now if I do a rerun of my table materialization or my table model, now here, we don't actually see that being logged, right? We don't see that select SC thing. So now you can see that even though I have the package, that is not being used, right? And this is for security. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this flag to say false. Now, when we set this to false, it means the table materialization in our package will override the default one. So let's see that in action. And just like that, now we can see we get our select table material from package SC query running again. So now with this, we know that the table materialization from a package is overriding the default one. So what happens if you have a couple of different folks on different DBT versions? So let's take a look. I'm going to do a quick swap, kind of back to 1.7. And then I'm going to go back into my IDE. This will trigger a restart, which we expect. Oh, so I've got kind of a warning here that says this flag is not allowed, but let's do a run anyway. And here we see that, we are using the packages table instead of the default. No matter if we have this flag or not, in 1.7, we will always be using the package materialization, as you can tell here, but not on versionless or 1.8. However, because 1.8 kind of requires this flag here, and you can see I'll try to do a full compile by clearing this out. And you can see we can run without kind of any problems really. So if I have folks that kind of upgrading from 1.7 to versionless, then I would specifically set this always, so that it's compatible with both 1.7 and versionless. Thank you.